All right, welcome back. This is great. Our former 76ers president, Pat Croce, ringing the bell before the big game tonight.
Yeah, now he's also a motivational speaker. To me, he always has been.
Yeah.
Always been into fitness. But behind the scenes, he's been fighting a personal battle as well. And he's sharing our story with us.
Let's go back to 2001. When Pat Croce was president of the Sixers, he climbed atop a water tower along the Schuylkill Expressway to hang a sign showing his support for his beloved team. Then he topped that and hung a sign on the Walt Whitman Bridge. The Sixers didn't win it all that year, but it wasn't for his lack of trying. That's the way he is. He never gives up.
You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have failures. You're going to have obstacles fall right on your face. And you're going to have to clear it off and say, okay, it's a new day. I'm going to take a new way.
Pat needed that motivation when he was diagnosed with T-cell lymphoma. But Pat being Pat, he was thankful for his medical team. And when he finally got to ring that bell signifying the end of radiation treatment, he was letting the world know that he was ready for whatever comes next, including ringing another bell tonight.
All right, so Pat joins us right now. Are you on a ship, Pat? Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. And what an opening. Wow, I'm so honored.
You know, I don't know that I've seen you since the beard. How long has that beard been going?
Well, I've always had the goatee, and I still call
Yeah.
it a goatee, but my wife says, Pat, it's a beard.
It's a beard.
It's my Lao Tzu look, like an ancient Chinese sage look.
Well, you've gotten all philosophical, interesting. You're always been an inspiration to us physically, getting us motivated. But you've made a big transition, which is interesting to a lot of people because you're so larger than life, where it's not just about the body, but it's really about the mind. What's that about?
And Karen, it's even more than the body or the mind. It's about the spirit. It's all that we're all in this together as one. I was always after what's next? What's next? The next win, the next sports medicine center, the next restaurant, the next, what's next? Looking for happiness on the outside when all I had to do was stop and turn around and look on the inside. And that's something I share today. That stillness, that happiness, joy, peace, and love that we all are. And we're all one. I mean, that's it. And that's the beauty of ringing the bell, whether it's after radiation or ringing the bell tonight. That one sound of the ring is all perceived together by everyone. What it interprets as, that might be various examples, various expressions, but that one essence is us.
Well, dealing with that major health issue, is that the reason for the change?
No. I went on this spiritual journey about 6 years ago, Mike. Something happened, my mind cracked. No, this just happened. The diagnosis to my body, not to me, but to my body, happened just at the end of 2020. And I take it as a calling. I take it as God's way of saying, okay, Pat, here is a vehicle in which now you can talk to people about not only walking the talk, but walking the walk and saying, okay, we come down with whether it's obstacles, disease, trauma, suffering. Well, let's see how you can deal with it. And so that's where I hooked up with the American Cancer Society and created Heal.
Well, how's your health?
My health is great. Good. I already got my workout in this morning before joining you two today.
That's how we always think of you. Everyone had the T-shirts. I survived, Pat Croce. So how would this more like Zen, Pat, deal with like when you were, obviously with the Sixers and all the players that you'd put through the paces and the workouts, and you were getting our entire city trying to get fit and work. Would you do things differently when you're trying to motivate people, like you did when we had that run going up to the playoffs back in like
20 years ago,
2001, 20 years ago? Would you say something different, or would you still like grind it out with the guys?
Boy, Karen, that's a good question. And I can't answer anything with conjecture. I can only answer in the present moment. But I do know that the enthusiasm would still be there, but there would be one foot in the hub of the wheel, in the peaceful hub. The other foot would be in the frenzied activity of the wheel, guaranteed. The enthusiasm, the motivation, the inspiration, just the activity of being in the hub of all this. energy of Philadelphia. And it's here right now. It's here right now. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
can still be in the world, but not necessarily of the world.
You know, we're feeling that feeling we had 20 years ago when we made the run, especially when we got into the finals. You still follow the team, and if you do, what kind of a shot do we have to get back to the finals?
I do follow the team. I do. I'm still a Philadelphia sports fan. And I think there's a great chance, Mike. It's a great chance. Look at, they're ranked number 1 in the East.
Right.
They got probably the most dominant center in the NBA. And if they play as a team, as one, in unity, and Coach Rivers is wonderful, and they're healthy, why can't we have a parade?
I agree. I agree. Now, when you ring the bell, will you come out from the ceiling like you've done before? You're just going to walk in.
You know what? If they let me rappel out of the ceiling, I would. I would. I think they outlawed that after I did it.
I always think about you and Iverson and just that connection,
Oh, yeah.
and just that whole, that time that we just built up that team and the excitement, and every single, series just got more and more exciting. What was your connection with him like?
Think of your brother or your sister. I mean, I loved him, and I think he loved me. Even when I was disciplining him, like when I had to sit him out of practice, sit him out of a game when he missed practice. But sometimes AI craved that discipline, which he didn't have within himself off the court. Forget about on the court. He was just amazing, a miraculous being on the court. But I truly anything I did with Allen Iverson was informed and an expression of love and truth. I mean, I have, when I go back to the past, which I rarely do, the memories with him are just wonderful.
Pat, great to see you, and we'll see you tonight at the Wells Fargo
Thank
Center.
you. Thank you. And I'm hoping, Mike, you and Karen come to acsheal.com and get one of our American Cancer Society's bracelets.
Oh, we'll do it.
We'll do it. We'll absolutely do it.
That green bead is the unity that we're all in this together.
It's like a guru bead.
You're
Yes, you're inspiring to me. I'm
We'll do
teaching
it.
yoga today. I'm taking all your pearls of wisdom. Pat, thank you. I appreciate
Karen,
it.